Hey guys, we have a lot of energy to talk about, especially opening our week this week. Monday and Tuesday, some major energetic shifts are before us. We have both Mercury and Mars changing signs. So the way that we're thinking, what we're focusing on, and also how we're using our energy, what we're motivated by, both of these likely to be undergoing some shifts this week, and we're going to talk about that. Now, also on Monday, to open our week, we have a very intense T-square that is setting up in the sky between Mercury, Pluto, and the moon, all at 29 degrees of cardinal signs. This is indicating some power struggles, some secrets revealed, some like mental breakdowns or breakthroughs in one way or another, but this is bringing us to the end of something. This is a turning point, and this is really actually trying to reinstill a sense of personal power within us to make some type of change or some type of transformation. Now, after the moon forms this T-square, having transited through the sign of Aries, the moon will enter Taurus and immediately begin to form a conjunction opposition to the north-south nodes of the moon at 0 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio. Divine timing, divine alignment, divine intervention coming into play today as well. We are on the brink of some major changes, you guys, and we've got a lot to talk about as a result. Let's get into our report of the day. Let's look at this energy in a little bit more detail, see how things might be coming together for us, what perhaps we can anticipate as this energy unfolds. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Monday, July 10th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages on this channel. I like to look at the energy as it's coming through on a day-to-day basis. Of course, assess the energy, see how it might be impacting our daily experience, but I'm always looking at energy in the context of the contribution it's having to our overall transition into the age of Aquarius right now. It's like, how are these day-to-day, minute, microcosm activations causing changes within us that over time are extrapolating into these greater changes, frequency-based changes that are acting as the catalyst of our transition of ages, our transition to the age of Aquarius. So that's what we're looking at on this channel. If you guys want to stick with me till the end of the video, I have also done a tarot card reading for us today as well. I like to look at the tarot in association with the astrology because I like to tap the field for more than one modality, just sort of get a couple different perspectives on what is playing out for us on an energetic level on any day. So that being said, let's get into it, you guys. If you've been following my channel, you know right now that we are in a significant period of time. We are in a 2-week window right now that is bringing to a culmination, bringing to a close, a karmic detox process that has been underway for the past year and a half, as the nodes of the moon have been transiting the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. When we have a nodal transit, and the north node, this is the destiny point. This rules our next phase of growth. This is like the path to personal evolution at any given point in time, where the south node, this rules karma. And this is what we need to detach ourselves from. And when we've got them in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio, this is a fated process of growth in alignment with recognizing and deriving a sense of personal power from our own sense of worth and value and potential that we are recognizing and discovering internally. When we have the south node transiting the sign of Scorpio, this is bringing to an end karmic cycles or generational cycles or any type of toxic cycle of attachment that has been perpetuating self-sabotaging loops, that has been keeping us trapped or enslaved to a concept or an emotion or an addiction or an enmeshment that has been stealing our power in any type of a way, or that has been causing us to surrender aspects of ourselves in order to receive some type of external validation, because we're not recognizing the value, worth, potential within. And of course, with the north node in the sign of Taurus, that is what our job is, our task is, our test is, our lesson is to figure out, to discover throughout this year and a half period of time. It takes a year and a half for the nodes to transit any sign. So we are nearing the very, very end and finalization of this karmic detox process that is really trying to detach us from essentially anything that has been blocking the truth of our potential, the truth of our purpose, and helping us to get in alignment with that and start really working to cultivate, activate, appreciate, and value what we are discovering inside of us. As a result, this is a 2-week period of cord cutting, psychologically, emotionally, even cellularly in some cases, and coming to the end of a chapter, closing a door, like finishing a phase of our lives that just cannot persist, because it's like the person that we are becoming now no longer aligns with that version of ourselves and the reality that that version of ourselves existed within. Now, we're in 2023, you guys. 2023 is a year of dynamic change, and it is all about cascading endings and beginnings. Things coming to an end, like I said, chapters ending, pages turning, but simultaneously brand new beginnings rising up under our feet and emerging, laying themselves before us. And that's where we're at right now. We are in a 2-week period that is closing out this 1.5 long process. But as we head towards the new moon in the sign of Cancer that is coming up I think it's on the 17th, it's within this next couple of days, this is going to mark the nodes of the moon entrance into Aries and Libra, the next lesson plan before us, and also the culmination, the ending of that karmic detox process, as we are at a point where we can it's finalized, and we can, based on the lessons that this phase of growth in life brought us, we can now move forward into this fresh new beginning, this new chapter. And it will be a new beginning, it will be a new chapter, it will be a new journey, a new adventure, and a rebirth, because we have the North Node. This is the future, this is destiny, this is the next phase of growth, moving into the sign of Aries, which is the spark of light, which is the spark of life, which is the first sign of the zodiac, all about rebirths, new beginnings, and starting something brand new. So something very old, very perpetuating, that maybe we have been enslaved to or attached to or karmically bound to, is coming to an end during this 2-week period that began with the full moon in Capricorn and that ends with the new moon in Cancer. As we go through this 2-week process, we are going to find ourselves, all of us, in one capacity or another, ending something and starting something brand new in another area of our lives. Now, if you want to know more specifically how this may be affecting you, and I will try to talk more about this in more specifics as we get into this energy, moving into next week. And the new moon, I believe the new moon is on Monday, the 17th. So, that's when we're really going to start talking about this energy. But wherever you have Aries and Libra in your chart, according to your ascendant and your house placement, the house that is ruling the sign of Aries, or that is ruled by Aries, this is where the new beginnings and the growth are going to start taking place for you. And wherever you have Libra, this is sort of what you're graduating from. This is maybe what we're detaching ourselves from, or this is what we're sort of growing out of at this point of time. This is what we are moving away from, what we're detaching ourselves from, with the South Node ruling detachment and moving on, what we're very good at, what we're very skilled with, but also what is holding us back in the sign of Libra. So wherever you have Aries, wherever you have Libra, this is going to mark an initiation of a rebirth of your own identity as well. We're talking about Aries. This is a sign of the self. Redefining ourselves in one area of life, and this is where we're moving. But for now, and to start this week, Monday and Tuesday are really playing a very significant role in the culmination of this karmic detox process, in cutting these cords and wrapping things up. And I will tell you, we have a lot of intense energy going on to start our week this week. Monday and Tuesday truly are the focal points of this week. As we get towards the end of the week, things kind of, it becomes a bit anticlimactic. But again, as we move into Monday of next week, the new moon in Cancer is the big show of the month. This is where everything is happening. But today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, and I'm going to put a video out tomorrow as well, just because this energy right now is so big this first couple of days. We may find ourselves feeling motivated or compelled to change our behavior in some type of way, or to adjust our lifestyle, or to start focusing our energy on some new routine or something like that. And I will tell you guys, whatever inherent ways that we are feeling, again, compelled perhaps to start using our energy different, or to start a new routine, or to switch up our lifestyle in some type of way, this is directly related to facilitating this rebirth in however area of your life or however it's going to be playing out for you. Monday could be a very busy day. There could be a lot happening, and how the day starts, okay, may not necessarily be how the day finishes. We have the moon making some very significant aspects and the energy on Monday, and this is shifting things quite a bit. And some conflicts or some frustrations or some issues that arise or that we may feel just caught in to start the day may inherently, just naturally or organically seem to find the remedy, or the purpose behind them may become more clear as we move through the rest of the day. But I will tell you guys, if things are seeming a little bit bleak to start the day, don't lose hope, don't lose faith, because they may just be trying to push us to make some type of change or come to some type of understanding, or to take some type of power back, or to undergo some type of like deep transformative process like happening on very subconscious levels within us that are going to lead to some type of like active shift or change in the way that we are living our lives, really, essentially. And again, this is like a crucial piece of these new beginnings that are coming into fruition that are not here yet. So if you find yourself, moving through the beginning of this week, feeling like a desire to maybe not do something that you always do, or to do something that you always do, but do it slightly different, or to maybe do something that you've never done before, but you're just feeling like you need to do it now, like, this is important, and I'm gonna say, go with that. Follow what you're feeling motivated to do, especially along like lifestyle shifts or changes moving through this week, because again, it's directly related to the new beginnings that are trying to come to you in one way or another. So all of that being said, you guys, now let's talk about why I'm saying that. First of all, we have Mars entering the sign of Virgo today. This is a huge energetic shift. Of course, Mars rules our energy and our energy body. So when we have Mars changing signs, this is definitely going to impact the way that our energy is operating. Now, we're talking about the sign of Virgo. This is the sign of the harvest. This is also a sign of the healer. Energy driving us towards producing results when we have Mars in the sign of Virgo. Measuring our growth as well, wanting to put time and effort into cultivating something of value, hardworking, practical, orderly, contained, refined use of energy to achieve outcomes, to achieve results, executing on creative projects and ideas. I think that this is going to be sort of like a major theme over this next several weeks, especially considering that tomorrow we're going to have another big energetic shift going on. Mercury is going to enter the sign of Leo. Mercury, of course, you guys, rules Virgo, where Mars is now. So we've got Mars moving into today a Mercury-oriented sign. Tomorrow we've got Mercury into the sign of Leo. Mars is our energy. Mercury is our mind. Leo is personal creative self-expression. Passion projects, things that we're really passionate about, things that make us feel alive, things that we find joy and pleasure in, working on those things. Like I said, creative projects, creative ideas. This is just the whole like passion projects vibe, and just feeling very maybe inspired to work towards creating something, working towards a goal or something that can, again, like produce results in some type of a way over this next couple of weeks, couple of months. This is also Virgo being the sign of the healer, energy geared around health, well-being, diet, nutrition, lifestyle, routine, fitness, okay? This is a motivation and a drive to take better care of ourselves, to be more healthy, maybe to get in better shape. Mars in Virgo is supporting our efforts along these lines right now as well. And so if you've been wanting or feeling a need or a desire to make a change in relation to your lifestyle or in relation to like diet or nutrition, or, self-care, well-being generally, this is the time to do it. Universe is going to support you in that process. You will probably find that it is easier than normal to create a new routine or a new schedule. This is very routine-oriented energy. So, or, getting on a schedule or getting into a routine can help. And like I said, even if you're not like a routine or schedule-oriented person with Mars in the sign of Virgo, if you are trying to redesign your lifestyle in some type of a way, universe is supporting any process you have right now, especially also if this is something that you've never done before as well. Like if you're starting like a totally new diet regimen, or like taking some new supplements or something like that, or starting a new exercise like this, that, or the other. Or even, it's Virgo. It's also about like writing and reading and research and learning and studying, like starting like classes or school, putting our energy into that. That is also very, very supported at this point in time. And these changes, right? Like I was saying earlier, any shifts that we are feeling compelled to make in terms of our lifestyle, in terms of our health, in terms of our well-being, in terms of what we're learning or what we're focusing on or what we're working towards and the results that we're trying to produce right now, these are significant, and these are something that is facilitating the new beginnings that are trying to come or that are on the brink of coming to us in some area of our lives. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because as Mars moves to 0 degrees of the sign of Virgo today, remember, where is the north node of the moon? 0 degrees of the sign of Taurus. 0 degrees Virgo, 0 degrees Taurus, 0 degrees of earth signs. 0 degrees is a critical degree. 0 is a critical number. It's about wholeness. It's about all potentials and possibilities. The north node, this is destiny. This is the next phase of growth. This is where we're going, okay? The trine to Mars, as Mars moves into the sign of Virgo, and trines are facilitating aspects. How we are being called to change the way that we are using our energy now to get some type of result, to take care of ourselves better, to change our lifestyle, to learn something new. This is directly related and is being facilitated by universe in a very divinely aligned, divine intervention, divine timing, divine oriented, divine assistance type of way to help us move forward towards this new phase of growth. Remember, Mars is also the ruler of the sign of Aries, where the north node will be. So however we're being called, you guys, to shift and change the way that we are using our energy on a day-to-day basis now, directly related to the new beginnings that are trying to come to us right around the corner. So go with it. If you're feeling compelled to make a change in, your routines, your schedules, your attitude, what you're doing, what you're learning, how you're thinking, the type of ways that you're caring for yourself, this is the time to do it, because it is going to produce positive results in terms of your growth and being able to have the confidence to do something new, do something independent, redefine yourself, and become the person that you've always wanted to be moving forward. So significant transit, you guys, of Mars entering the sign of Virgo. And I will talk about this more as we get through the report, because I've got to get into the Mercury-Pluto opposition and the moon forming the T-square as well. But another aspect of this, after the moon hits this T-square with Pluto and Mercury that we were talking about today as well, the moon is going to move into a conjunction with the north node and also the trine to Mars. So there is, after, and like I said, I'm going to backtrack in a minute, because as I mentioned earlier, the day does not end the way that it begins. And while the beginning of the day may be more conflict oriented, by the time that the moon does enter the sign of Taurus, hit the north node, form the trine to Mars, it could be that whatever happened in the earlier part of the day is some type of catalyst for some shift or change that we are realizing we need to make in the way that we are using our energy, or the way that we are conducting ourselves, or the way that we are taking care of ourselves. And this is important. This is crucial. This is part of, our phase of growth. This is what is destined for us, and we're hitting an emotional alignment with that, and also an emotional alignment with the moon and the north node coming together. It's trust your gut, trust your intuition, follow your intuitive hunches today, and take action along those lines, because if you follow the guidance of universe today, especially as we get into the later part of the day, whatever you know, however we're feeling compelled to use our energy, it is going to be beneficial and productive to your growth. And it's also like this emotional alignment. It's like internally, like my feelings, like I know what I need to do. I know what change I need to make to move myself forward. And also remember the moon forming the opposition to the south node, simultaneous. South node 0 degrees of the sign of Scorpio. I know what changes I need to make to move myself forward. And I also know emotionally what I need to release myself from that maybe has been blocking my potential or standing in the way of me making the necessary changes I need to make now to support my growth and my ability to, you know, thrive and flourish moving forward into the future. Because bringing back in this overall context, moving into the age of Aquarius, it is our like personal mandate right now to step back into our truth, to step back into our potential, to activate our destiny, and to get in alignment with these frequency-based changes that are coming in, to transcend our states of victimhood, to align ourselves with our states of self-mastery, and to truly embrace the endless possibility and potential that universe provides when we come to this place of greater conscious awareness. Essentially, it's the Great Awakening, you guys. The planet Uranus is ruling all of this. Uranus is the planet ruling awakening, and it's a conscious shift in awareness, waking up to the truth of our potential, and therefore the limitlessness of our ability to create in alignment with that which brings us true fulfillment, true joy, and just really makes us feel alive in this experience. So all of that, you know, in consideration, now let's get into the more tricky elements of the day, which are going to be brought to us by an exact opposition between Mercury and Pluto, Cancer, Capricorn, and the moon just happening to be transiting the sign of Aries right when this is happening, coming to 29 degrees of Aries, setting up a cardinal T-square at 29 degrees, critical degree. Like, this is very, very powerful. And I will also tell you guys, this may be sort of acting as like a prequel, or sort of giving us a bit of foresight in terms of what is to come moving into the last week of the month of July, when we have the sun will be coming into exact opposition with Pluto, and we're going to have a grand cross playing out because the nodes of the moon will have transited to 29 degrees of Aries and Libra. We will have the sun and Pluto oppositional at 29 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. This is going to be a grand cross in cardinal signs at these 29 degree placements, which is huge and powerful. And today, with Mercury sort of getting there in advance of the sun, there could be some information or something could be happening today that is then followed up by something bigger that happens around the 22nd. So putting that out there as well, just sort of something to keep in mind. But Mercury and Pluto coming into the opposition, you guys. And again, this is happening at 29 degrees. 29 degrees of any sign is very significant. This is the last degree of that sign. It holds a lot of power. We are also talking about cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are action-oriented signs. So these are like, action is happening in some powerful ways. Mercury and Pluto in the face-off. This is our mind. This is messages. This is information. Pluto's also retrograde right now. There could definitely be some sort of secrets revealed that are having a very significant or transformative impact on breaking down our perception of our past reality. Like, that is big, and that could really be coming through. And also, I feel like even more so kind of like on a world stage, on like sort of the more macrocosm level, we could definitely be sort of finding some things out about government or authority or long established orders of power that has secrets revealed, corruption exposed, something coming out that is having a very transformative impact on the way that we've been viewing, essentially, like I said, like the frameworks of our own reality. So with the moon and square, like, there could just be some paradigm busting information coming through, very powerful. Okay, this could also be some very powerful conversations or interactions or conflicts or arguments or face-offs going on with people, power struggles, is kind of the name of the game when we have Mercury and Pluto coming into an opposition, especially, you guys, with the moon in Aries forming this square. This is very synchronistic how universe has this set up with the moon coming through. I mean, Mercury and Pluto only oppose each other exactly once a year unless Mercury retrogrades in the degree range of Pluto. And so for the moon to happen to be transiting, you know, that very, very degree, 29 degrees of Aries for this activation, like, it's magical how this comes together. And this is, like I said, a very tense aspect. This is not a fun time. This is not a party. This is not like a walk in the park. This is like I said, mental breakdowns, mental breakthroughs. This is also could be very intense, like tension building in extremes. This could be, like I said, fights, arguments, things coming to a head, like very, very intense power struggles. This could also be obsessive ideas, persuasion, indoctrination, propaganda in all of its forms is sort of ruled by a Mercury-Pluto opposition. But like I said, and especially with Pluto retrograde, this is also exposing where we've been deceived, where we've been lied to, where things have been hidden, where things have not been straightforward, where anything has been inverted or stealing power, or where abuses of power and corruption have been existing. This is giving us an ability to sort of analyze and assess what has been hidden in the shadows, what has been going on behind the surface. This is exposing secrets, therefore, and is also, of course, as a byproduct, likely to result in some type of massive or significant transformation, mental transformation that is playing out in one way or another. And because of the moon's presence there, it's not only a mental transformation, like this is hitting us on an emotional level as well. It could definitely be creating some emotional upsets. There could be some cognitive dissonance coming through with the moon, our emotions squaring Mercury, the mind, as a result of this powerful information or conversation or encounter or understanding or, you know, context that we're coming to see or secret that we're discovering. So profound, powerful impacts on our mind, on our understanding, on the words that are coming out of our mouth, on the thoughts that are running through our mind as this energy is playing out. Intense conflict and frustration also could be bringing and making very clear to us what needs to be overcome in order to break free from something. Perhaps also the fears that have been keeping us trapped or holding us back. What have we been enslaved to? Of course, Pluto is very, very associated with the energy of the South Node in the sign of Scorpio right now. With Pluto retrograde as well, this is like, again, what has been stealing our power? What has been distorting our light? Like, what have we been attached to that has been keeping us out of our personal truth and our own personal process of growth and expansion and conscious evolution and stuff like that? This is the same type of thing that may be being exposed to us with this Mercury Pluto moon T-square going on. What within us, what deeply within us, deep within the recesses of our mind or our subconscious mind, needs to be transformed in order so that we can take back our power, discover our worth, discover our value, make some true change, right? With Mars moving into Virgo and the North Node, in our behaviors, in our actions that are actually healthier for us, that are more conducive to us being able to produce results, to us being able to grow in a healthy way. So these transits coming through on Monday are very significant. This could also be bringing us to some type of crossroads mentally, but we're likely to discover something cannot persist, what that is, and what changes we need to make in order to break free from whatever that is, okay? So that is the vibe. That's what we're dealing with as we start the day on Monday, as we start our week. Remember, we also have the sun in a square to Chiron right now as well, and this is going to be exact on Tuesday tomorrow, and I'm going to get more into this as we get through the report, but there could be some wounds that are coming up as well. This could also be a very vulnerable energy, and perhaps with Mars moving into the sign of Virgo, which is the sign of the healer, and the sun forming a square to Chiron, which is bringing up maybe some of our wounding, the changes that we are seeking to make now, I do think are going to be very much about what we need to do to heal. Pluto, at its deepest and purest and highest octave form energy, is also about true wealth, and it's also about massive healing, regeneration, purge. It's the Phoenix rising energy. And we are right now in a 2-week period of endings, finalization that is leading to a brand new rebirth. So everything is pointing in the same direction essentially today. Fate, destiny, divine timing, karmic release. What are we emotionally detaching from, and what are we preparing to begin moving forward? So after, you guys, the moon forms the T-square at 29 degrees. Remember, this is happening at the very last degree of the sign of Aries. After that, what comes next? What comes after that? After that, we have the first degree, 0 degrees of the sign of Taurus. That is where the North Node is, you guys. North Node right now is at 0 degrees of the sign of Taurus. So after the moon hits the 29 Aries, forms the square to both Mercury and Pluto in opposition, the moon will then directly and immediately, endings and beginnings. See, this is what I'm saying, cascading endings and beginnings. It's like before the past can even fall away, there's a new world that's like emerging up under our feet. We've got nothing to fear, okay? And that's another thing, like I said, conquering fears is another major component of this finalization of this karmic detox process that is playing out between it now and the new moon in Cancer that is coming up. But anyways, that being said, the moon will immediately move from that 29th last degree of the sign of Aries, where we are conquering these fears, where we are hitting this wall, where we are coming to the point of needing to release and move on from something, and then we'll hit the destiny point. We'll come into alignment with the point representing the future, which is in that beautiful trine to Mars in the sign of Virgo, the healer. How it's looking, whatever is coming up earlier in the day, whatever we're dealing with, whatever wall we're coming up against, whatever frustration or roadblock or conflict or power struggle or fear or sense of feeling trapped or blocked or restricted or just, this tension, okay? Right after that, something is opening up for us. Some type of emotional, intuitive understanding of what needs to go and what needs to come, or what we need to move towards, and how we need to change the way that we are using our energy, the way that we are acting, the way that we are behaving, what we are focusing on in order to make that happen. So this day is really giving us sort of like, it's bringing up problems, okay? Definitely bringing up problems, and Sun Square Chiron, definitely bringing up pain, definitely bringing up wounding. But right on the heels of that, it's also providing the solutions. It's also helping us to understand, okay, like what, how, why, and what I need to do now. And it's actually supporting our process of taking action to help move us forward in this new direction. And again, intuition is huge today. The gut feelings, intuitive hunches and urges coming through, also like synchronicities, like I said, divine intervention, divine alignment, divine timing. Pay attention today, you guys. Pay attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to also, very powerful messages and information could be coming through. Universe is really seeking to create some deep transformation within us right now to help us find the tools, okay, to help us discover and find the tools that we need to in order to free ourselves from anything that has been keeping us, giving us stress or keeping us in a state of like anxiety or fear, or again, like blocked or limited from, or in like inner conflict and stuff like that as well. Universe is really trying to help us release ourselves from anything that has been standing in the way of our truth, of our purpose, of our potential, of our growth, and ultimately of our true fulfillment as we go through this process. So as the moon moves out of the 29th degree, moves into the 1st degree of the sign of Taurus, hits the north node, opposes the south node, trines Mars in Virgo, what we are feeling emotionally drawn to cultivate now is part of our next phase of growth, personal evolution that will lead to lasting change and personal development in alignment with these profound new beginnings that are seeking to come to us over this next couple of weeks, okay? So to sort of simplify this energy, we have hit a turning point. Something about our mind is changing or is on the brink of changing. It's facilitating an internal conflict perhaps that is motivating a desire to work on something. And whatever it is that we're feeling compelled to work on or to improve is directly related to helping us release something that has been holding us back, as well as assisting us in moving forward in this new direction. So endings and beginnings both being facilitated. We're being assisted in the process. Go with the flow of things, you guys. And if you're feeling compelled to take action that just deep within you know is in your best interest, this is the energy to do it. And like I said, Sun square Chiron also, this is another major aspect of what is playing out right now. The compulsion to make a change in terms of the way we're acting could also be sparking from a desire to heal old wounds that have kept us attached to these states of victimhood or to these karmic cycles or to these self-perpetuating patterns. It's like everything is working together energetically to help us gain an awareness of, like, come to a point where we can integrate and overcome and release ourselves from the things from the past that have kept us trapped in a paradigm that was detached from our true authentic purpose, our true value, our true worth, our true potential, keeping us blind to our, the divine vision of the role that we are meant to play in this unfolding universal story that is a transition into the age of Aquarius. It's super important right now, you guys. Like, this is kind of a crucial point in the cosmic evolution of history as it unfolds, because we are in a very heated moment in regards to our transition into the age of Aquarius and our exit from the Iron Age, from the Kali Yuga, from the more dark ages where humanity was detached from the source and the truth of our power and potential. And as we go through this process, there's a reason. We all have a purpose, okay? Like, if you're here right now, there is a reason for it, and it's because you have a role to play in assisting this process, this transition, this conscious collective evolution that is universal in nature to happen. Our job right now, we all, like I said, we sort of all have this divine mandate or divine ordination that we need to do our best to become the highest version of ourselves that we can possibly be. And it's not just about us, okay? It's not just about, this process is not just about us becoming, better humans. It's because the more that we go through that process, the more we shift our frequency to align with the incoming frequency, the stronger the incoming frequencies of light become. And the weaker the outgoing frequencies of these darker ages are, and the less ability they have to maintain their energetic hold on our current physical reality. So it's really one of the most powerful ways that we can actually fight against our perception of, like, evil that's happening in our reality right now, is not to feed it our energy, not necessarily to focus on it, but to detach from those vibrations and those fears, worries, anxieties, like lower dimensional sensations and emotions that we hold within us, and to focus on cultivating our light and to focus on growing our potential. Because as we go through that process, our vibration will detach itself from those the vibrations that were dominant in this previous age, and will contribute to the strength of the more positive, life-supporting energy that's coming in. And so, even though we may not see it or see the relation in like our particular experience by us becoming these higher vibrating like frequency vessels. Essentially, it starves out that which would desire to perpetuate the stuff that we don't want to see in our reality anymore. So if you want to fight the darkness, you guys, if you want to be a spiritual warrior, if you want to be on the team for organic growth and purity and, you know, detaching from the inversion of all that is good and right and pure that is remaining from these previous ages that we are detaching from now, one of the best ways that we can play our role in that process and be that spiritual warrior and be that force of good is to actualize our own potential, to activate our own destiny. The age of Aquarius, this is an age about the individual shining, okay? But in the context of how that individual shining contributes to the overall betterment of the collective whole. The axis of Aquarius and Leo is all about, you know, this unique potential and the, you know, the individual being the individual and being unlike anybody else and being special and being and standing out and really, you know, taking pride in that, but in the context of how that unique light, unique piece of the puzzle brings the whole picture together and supports the betterment and the growth of the overall collective whole. So that's what, in my personal opinion and perspective, looking at, again, things happening microcosm, things happening macrocosm, how the energy is happening, you know, hitting on these activations day to day, and this overall plan that is trying to come into fruition right now, the highest possible octaves of this energy as it's coming through today, as we're opening this week, as we're moving through this period of time, healing and release, then opening ourselves up to these endless possibilities of what could be in the future in alignment with our authentic potential and our authentic value. That's basically what I have to say, you guys, about the energy as it's coming through Monday to start our week. Like I said, I am also going to be putting out a video for Tuesday tomorrow as well, because we have a lot more to talk about moving into the energy for Tuesday. Like I said, Monday and Tuesday this week are really the climax, the high point of our energetic week this week. As we move through the week, things will sort of wane out a little bit and prepare to reach another peak Monday, heading into Monday next week with our new moon. But I do want to mention a couple Sabian symbols before we move into the tarot. First of all, the positions of Mercury and Pluto today, which are very crucial because of their opposition in the sky at 29 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. Very interesting symbolism coming through. The last degree of the sign of Cancer, that Sabian symbol is a daughter of the American Revolution. Last degree of the sign of Capricorn, that Sabian symbol is a secret meeting of men responsible for world affairs. So to me, this is talking about a shift in power, like some type of change in guard, some type of paradigm shift in terms of like who's running the show, and a personal revolution, a collective revolution underway as a result. Mercury-Pluto of some type of powerful information, powerful revelation, powerful mental shifts and transformations that are likely coming into fruition now and moving through this this next period of time that we've got going on here. Also, the position of Mars right now, very important. 0 degrees of Virgo. In a portrait, the significant features of a man's head are artistically emphasized. I feel like, again, this is us sort of gaining a greater understanding of what we need to focus on right now and gearing and orienting our action towards like accentuating that, kind of seeing perhaps what it is about ourselves we really need to focus on, something about ourselves maybe standing out for us right now, and focusing our energy on catering to that in some way or another, and focusing on that. The significant features of a man's head are artistically emphasized. We're also talking about the head, right? The ideas, the mentality, what we're thinking about while Mercury opposes Pluto. This again could be some type of very powerful thoughts coming to us that are being emphasized somehow, and that are like shifting, changing, or coloring our personal expression or the way that we are seeing or viewing reality or ourselves at this point in time in the context of this energy. We also currently have Uranus right now, 23 degrees of the sign of Taurus. That Sabian symbol is a jewelry shop filled with valuable gems. Uranus is the great awakener. Jewelry shop filled with valuable gems. I feel like, you know, also North Node, 0 degrees of the sign of Taurus, some type of sudden awakening perhaps to our own internal stores or stocks of wealth and value, our own internal richness, awakening to it, seeing the worth, seeing the potential, seeing the value, and what can be created with that. How can we translate that internal value to something that is externally providing us some type of, you know, abundance or stability or a feeling of success or something that we can enjoy or indulge in materially and physically. So awakening, you guys, very, very last couple of days of our nodal transit, Taurus and Scorpio, North Node 0 Taurus, while Uranus, the Great Awakener, is at the jewelry shop degree. And that, you know, something, an aspect of this Pluto Mercury energy could also be what is driving us to have this awakening to the truth of our value. Mars, Moon, North Node trine that is causing us to change our actions or our behaviors in some type of a way to allow these new beginnings to come to us and to facilitate our ability to redefine ourselves and to do something new, do something different that is actually, and it's funny because it's like the way that this energy is coming together, it's like, yes, it's rebirths, yes, it's fresh starts, but it's also, it's like fresh starts in alignment with like what we were always meant to be doing, or like, it's like putting us back on the track that maybe we were always meant to be on, but maybe we got way lost from or were way detached from as a result of these like perpetuating patterns and cycles that we are also detaching ourselves from now. So really, really powerful times, you guys, very powerful times of endings, and we are rapidly moving towards some times of brand new beginnings. That's what I'm going to say today about the astrology. Let's get into the tarot for a minute. We've got an interesting tarot message coming together as well. And it's like we've got a choice right now, you guys. Again, we're sort of at this crossroads between, you know, the inner conflicts and the things that have been stealing our power in the past and the states of fear and anxiety that we may have been kept in, but also simultaneously rediscovering, you know, what changes do I need to make? Like, what tools am I discovering are at my disposal now that I can use to shift things in my reality to create, you know, maybe the life that I've always wanted instead of what I felt trapped in, okay? Summary of the tarot message. Now let's talk about the specific cards coming up. We've got the 5 of Swords on the back of the deck. This is talking about, you know, maybe something in the past that was stealing our power, or some type of inner conflict, or some type of, you know, power struggle, power issues going on. We also have the 9 of Swords in reverse coming out as well. Power struggles, issues with power, conflicts that have been keeping us trapped in states of anxiety or fears, okay? Or how have our fears or our worries been causing like self-sabotage within us, or been contributing to conflicts in our interpersonal connections, or just in the state of our reality generally. Now, the other cards that we have coming out, first we had the Magician, okay? We've also got the King of Pentacles, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, and then we finish with the 9 of Cups. This is a very, very hopeful reading, and it makes me think that this energy truly is on some level instilling a sense of self-empowerment. We've got the Magician coming out first. The Magician card hasn't came out for us in a while. And the King of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups, this is like discovering that we actually have the tools. We actually have the resources to make like a greater commitment to ourselves, or to work towards cultivating something that we feel like is going to bring us a sense of stability and abundance, or to feel more self-empowered, or to feel more committed to our own success. It's like we only need but make the choice to pursue our dreams, you know, to follow what we feel called to follow like the wishes of our heart and our soul. and to turn our back on that which has been keeping us trapped in conflict, either internal conflict or external conflict. The Nine of Swords in reverse, this is a card of healing, okay? This is energy that is coming through that, yeah, it may be bringing up conflicts, it may be putting us in situations where we are seeing where we've been held back and why, but it's for the purpose of healing. And with the Magician first, it's like healing in and of our own regard. Healing because we have discovered that we have the power within us and that we have the tools and that we have the resources. To King of Pentacles, to create our own kingdom, to be our own provider, to create our own sense of security and stability. And all that we need to do is make the choice, right? To commit to ourselves and to believe that, you know, our wishes can come true, that our dreams can come true. And if we make that choice, the Nine of Cups, that's a card of wish fulfillment. We have the ability, this is telling me, you know, as we move through this new start, and that's, I feel like, kind of what this is saying. It's like this new beginning that's right around the corner as we have this nodal shift that's about to take place that will begin with a grand cross in these cardinal signs at 29 degrees, Sun opposite Pluto. This is pushing us to find the power within us, to set ourselves on a course and on our trajectory that we are committed to, that is stable, that is grounded in the 3D reality, but that simultaneously is leading us to some type of wish fulfillment, that is reminding us that possibilities are endless as long as we make the choice to follow our truth and to stay committed to that authentic value and worth that we are discovering within us now. So I feel like that's a powerful tarot message that we have coming through as well in the context of this energy going on to start our week this week. Let's grab one more card now, you guys. Synchronicity card, God, Spirit, Universe. What do we need to know? What's some guidance or advice that we can use as we're going through our week this week? Persist, you guys. That's what it says. Don't stop. Keep going. One foot in front of the other. Mars moving into sign of Virgo. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep working towards your goals. This is, like I said, results-oriented energy that we have coming through. Because of his persistence, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. Luke 11:8-9. Nothing is too large or too small, and your persistence in believing in God's ability to provide whatever it is you seek will bring you to your goal, right? Persistence, waiting, patience, and never failing faith will lead you to your goal. Persistence, waiting, patience, Mars and Virgo vibes, big time. And we're talking about wish fulfillment will lead you to your goal. So we're moving in the right direction, you guys. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep going. Like I said, you know, with the North Node moon trine with Mars today, there is likely to be an element of divine intervention or divine assistance facilitating things for us somehow. And if you are feeling compelled to make some type of a change, go with it in this energy. We've got a cardinal square going on. We've got Mercury-Pluto in these cardinal signs. We've got Sun in cardinal energy. This is and we're moving towards a cardinal cycle. New moon in Cancer coming up. This is an action-oriented phase of the year. This is a time to make some choices, make some decisions, take some action that is moving us forward, and that is Mars and Virgo in alignment with our well-being. So that's what I'm gonna say, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. That's what I have for you today. If you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think that they would like this kind of content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I value and appreciate you guys so much. If you are having experiences that line up with what I'm talking about, please let me know in the comment section below. I love you guys and I'm so grateful for your presence here. Thank you again. I also have a Facebook group, a Facebook page, Instagram, social media stuff in my description box below. I post these whiteboards in my Facebook group. If you want to know what it says on these whiteboards, that is where you can find that. And like I said, I will be back tomorrow, you guys, because we've got another big energy day. Mercury will be entering the sign of Leo. Mercury will also be coming into exact square with the nodes of the moon. Lots to talk about. Sun Chiron will be exact tomorrow as well. So I will be here. You should be here too. You do not want to miss it. And I will see you then, everybody. Have a very beautiful day. Remember, how the day starts is not how the day ends. Persist. It's going to be all good. We're going to get through it. I will see you tomorrow, guys. And until then, bye.